Молдова теж прекрасно пам'ятає події 40-го року, події примусового переєднання, і так само пам'ятає 3 депортаційні політики, одна з яких відбулася буквально впередень німецько-радянської війни.
With Transnistria, this is the Achilles heel.
I'm so glad that my colleague from Chișinău managed to be here and feel this atmosphere of tension still.
Hello and welcome to Ukraine in Flames, a special project by Ukraine Media Center and Endure Euroatlantic course. My name is Anton Pechenkin, and today we will talk about decolonization of memory, cases of Ukraine and Moldova. If you want to know more, please subscribe to our channel to stay tuned and support us with your like and commentaries. We read attentively every one of them. Just at this moment, Ukraine survives a full-scale war, comparable only to the Second World War. First of all, our country needs hundreds of cannons, howitzers and MLRS systems, dozens of thousands of shells, millions of bullets, and billions of financial support from the allies. Only that can save the existence of the Ukrainian state, the shield of the whole Europe, from the Russian invasion. However, not only weapons are needed to win the war. The truth is on the Ukrainian side, and not only because the Russian full-scale invasion was unprovoked. The whole history of Russia-Ukraine relations show it. In particular, the history of the totalitarian Soviet Union in the 20th century, and the main weapon in this issue is opening the archives of the Soviet repressive bodies. In 2014, Ukraine opened these archives for everyone, both for the professional historians and the whole population. We followed the example of post-socialist countries of the Eastern Europe and showed the example for the rest post-Soviet countries. Last Thursday, on July 14, in our press center here in Ukraine Media Center, representatives of Ukraine and Moldova signed the Memorandum of Cooperation in opening the archives of the Soviet repressive bodies. Why is it so important just now, explains Ihor Kulyk, director of the Archive of National Memory of Ukraine.
Ця війна дуже чітко показує, що насправді є 2 табори. Один табір, який рухається в Європу, табір, який обирає демократію. І в цьому таборі дуже добре, що є і ми, і Молдова. Табір, який, власне, хоче стати повноцінним членом Європейського Союзу. І очевидно, що для повноцінного членства, для того, щоб дійсно демократія була скрізь у всьому і для кожного, важливо дійсно відкривати архіви репресивних органів для всіх. Своїх громадян, іноземців, своїх дослідників, дослідників з інших країн. Це насправді важливо. З іншого боку, те, що сьогодні Росія намагається окупувати всю Україну, я впевнений, що вона не зупиниться, окупувавши Україну, вона хоче окупувати весь світ, але, слава Богу, їй це не дається, говорить про те, що є друга сторона. Сторона, яка, власне, обирає якраз авторитаризм, обирає тоталітаризм, і цей тоталітаризм триває вже не з 91-го року, і навіть не з 2017-го, а триває вже там добрячі сотні років. І очевидно, що проти цього середньовічного монстра дуже важливо дійсно об'єднуватися проти того, хто не те, що не поділяє твої думки, а те, що хто йде проти тебе. Тому дуже важливо, власне, сьогодні, на моє глибоке переконання, дійсно, оцей рух в Європу, України і Молдови закріплювати на конкретних вузьких галузях, якими є, власне, відкриття архівів репресивних органів комуністично-тоталітарного режиму 1917-1991 років, тому що Молдова теж прекрасно пам'ятає події 40-го року, події примусового переєднання, і так само пам'ятає 3 депортаційні політики, одна з яких відбулася буквально впередень німецько-радянської війни. Тому, власне, я щиро власне, якщо говорити про договір, то я би, якби одним словом описати, про що цей договір, про що цей меморандум, я би говорив би про що це обмін. Обмін досвідом, в тому плані, як кожна країна на практиці проводила декомунізацію, дерусифікацію, відкривала, намагалася і відкривала архіви. Обмін документом в подальшому вже, власне, тому що дуже важливо бачити аналогії, дуже важливо розуміти, як та сама радянська Росія, нинішня Росія, за якими вона лекалами живе. Обмін в подальшому так само і людьми, в тому плані, що питання якоїсь вже суто архівної роботи, каталогізації, оцифрування, роботи з самим архівним документом, тобто це все важливо. Тому сьогодні я дійсно щиро вдячний нашим молдовським колегам, власне, в те, що в час війни, незважаючи на всі ці повітряні тривоги, незважаючи на те, що Росія нападає, намагається захопити Україну, наші колеги мають сміливість і мужність приїхати до нас. Тому я хочу дійсно подякувати і Ігорю Cașu, як директору Національної архівної агенції Республіки Молдова, власне, за те, що ми разом, ми спільно працюємо. І це теж оцей відкриття архівів репресивних органів – це наш вклад, це наша зброя в ту війну, яку повномасштабну війну, повномасштабне неспровоковане вторгнення, яке ми маємо з лютого 2022 року.
Moldova in this event was represented by Igor Cașu, Director of National Archive Agency of the Republic of Moldova. Mr. Cașu stressed that today our two countries are in one boat, and cooperation in opening the archives must be the element of our common democratization and European integration.
I remember I was here about 4 or 5 years ago, and we discussed the same question, actually. It was about the access to the KGB archives and how Ukraine was the model, and it was true, it was not something exaggerated. You have been in the last 7-8 years, I think, and it has been recognized worldwide in United States, in European Union, and everywhere that you have been the model archive, former KGB archive, open to everybody. So I'm very happy to be here again and actually discussing almost the same questions. So they are very topical nowadays, and especially after the Russian invasion in Ukraine after 24th of February this year. We are here to sign a memorandum between our organizations, because our organizations are having common values, are sharing common values and having common aims in memory politics in our countries, in countries that recently have been recognized both as candidates to European Union membership. So these values and these policies dates or predates this international recognitions of our European aspirations. And of course, we are very happy to be here and have the possibility, and we should help. We should thank our Ministry of Foreign Affairs and European integration, and I thank the Mr. Ambassador of Moldova to be here and for helping us to reach this moment, yes, and to be ready to sign this agreement. This agreement, this memorandum, more exactly, is about our intention to collaborate in our domain in terms of archival policy, how we digitalize the documents, how we make them more accessible to the people, why that is important, and many activities that are related to archival work and memory politics at the same time.
Another problem common for Ukraine and Moldova is the frozen conflict in Transnistria. Igor Cașu explained how ignoring this open wound harms both our countries right now and why restoration of the historical truth will help to bring this Russia-occupied region back to the united Moldova.
The President Sandu said many times, and many other representatives of other institutions said that we are with Ukraine, we support you, and probably we could do more if we would not have the problem of Transnistria. With Transnistria, this is the Achilles heel. Yes, this is the most difficult issue. That is a common problem for you and us, and we understand that. We understood that better after February 24 this year. If we could do that before, long before, both countries would benefit from this. But unfortunately, and I don't want to blame one party or another, I think both Moldova and Ukraine are responsible for not solving the issue in due time. But now we are determined to solve this problem, and hopefully, and of course, the future will show in which way we could adjust our policies in many respects, including in archival domain, in the memory politics, in the way that our societies would distance themselves from the Soviet past, from the Soviet totalitarian past, because only in this way we could convince Europeans that we really want to be part of the European family. And I think that, let me say another idea about how archives can help the present, understand the present and build the future. I think the archives have a role in fighting against fake news, because the war is not only it's not fought only with rockets and tanks and soldiers and so on and so on. It's fought on the informational level, and one of the myths that is used in the Russian propaganda is that the Soviet Union was kind of a paradise on earth. Repression was only minimal, was marginal, and when it happened, it was justified. The archives, the archival records of the Soviet Union, not of the CIA or other kind of analysts and all this stuff, the archives produced by the Soviet state show us that the mass repression was was used at the mass level against elites of different nationalities, and in addition to motives of repression toward different nationalities, the non-Russians were more vulnerable to the Soviet repression state because of nationalism.
The signing of the memorandum between Ukraine and Moldova National Archives was also attended by Valeriu Chiveri, ambassador of Moldova to Ukraine. The diplomat stated that the Republic of Moldova is a loyal ally of Ukraine and is ready to help us with different means, not only accommodating the 80,000 of refugees or assuring the harvest transit, but also restoring the historical truth.
I didn't manage to enjoy the peaceful Ukrainian Kiev since I came to this beautiful country just before the war. And this period, of course, created a lot of problems for everyone. First of all, for Ukraine, for Ukrainian people, but also for us, Moldovan diplomats in Kiev. Nevertheless, today we are here to show our solidarity, to show our support to Ukraine. And I'm so glad that my colleague from Chișinău managed to be here and feel this atmosphere of tension still. I do not know too much so far about archive business. Maybe I will know a little bit more after this event. But what I wanted to mention that Moldova supported from the very first day of the war territorial integrity and sovereignty of Ukraine. You may be aware that we have received a lot of Ukrainian people that left the country immediately after the 24th of February. We are still hosting around 80,000 people from Ukraine. So we'll continue to support them and to provide any necessary support that is needed in this situation. We are providing humanitarian support to Ukraine, aid to Ukraine, and Moldova became a very important transit corridor for Ukraine, since the Black Sea ports are still blocked. Hopefully, the negotiations in Istanbul will bring some positive results, and this will not be needed in the future, but it's good to have this logistic cooperation or transit cooperation anyway. So what I wanted to mention also, the visit of our president to Kiev just a few weeks ago. President Sandu visited Kiev, starting with the visits to Borodyanka, to Bucha and Irpin, and she expressed her feelings of sorrow, what happened in that cities of Ukraine, understanding that it is not only there. A big part of Ukraine is under bombs. A big part of Ukraine is under war, and a lot of people are killed. And even today being here in Kiev, we heard about events in Vinica. So another crime that has to be condemned by everyone. And we hope very much that Ukraine will be able to resist. And not only to resist, but to win this war, because it's an unjustified war.
You have been watching this special project by Ukraine Media Center and NGO Euroatlantic course dedicated to the Russia-Ukraine war, Ukraine in Flames. In description, there is also explanation how personally you can help Ukraine against Russian aggression. If you find our job interesting and useful, don't hesitate to like and share this video. Thank you for watching, and everything is gonna be Ukraine.